उन लोगों में से जो कहता हूँ सारे इश्तहार फाड़ के फेंको, पहले दरार को एड्रेस करो।
ये दरार इसलिए क्योंकि कुछ लेफ्ट कुछ राइट, पर हम उन मुद्दों में आपके साथ जिनसे आपकी फाइट है। डिजिटल से देश समझा, अब टीवी पर समाधान लाना है। आइए मेरे साथ खबरों की कचहरी में सिर्फ एनडीटीवी पर।
Hello everybody, you're watching NDTV. Namaskar, Vanakkam, Namaskara, Nalarkingla and Bagunnara to all of you on Southern View. My co-anchor Veera is on a short break and he will be joining us in just 2 days. As far as today's show is concerned, we have a packed one for you from Karnataka's political drama that has now transitioned to a centre versus state confrontation to the tragic death of a stunt artist in Tamil Nadu. All that and more coming up, but first up, the headlines. DGCA crackdown after AI crash, mandatory engine checks of aircraft. Airlines are told to complete checks by the 21st of July. Airlines have also been asked to submit report to the regulator. There's a new controversy over Karnataka bridge inauguration. Karnataka Chief Minister goes public with no invite charge. Sources, however, have told us that a second invite letter was also sent to the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Popular model dies by suicide in Puducherry. Cops have said financial stress led to the model's death. Cops have also said that the model's father refused to help her. Police have also said that the father, in fact, said that he had a son to look after. India's space hero Shubhanshu's homecoming, undocking from ISS of Dragon spacecraft has begun. Well, a flashpoint between the centre and state has now erupted between Karnataka's Congress-led government and BJP-led Centre, this time over protocol, politics and power. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has accused Union Minister Nitin Gadkari of bypassing him on the inauguration of the Sigandur bridge, even writing to request postponement of this event. Now, the centre, however, has hit back with proof of at least 2 letters inviting the Chief Minister, insisting that he was not only informed but also offered a virtual participation option. Now, the spat comes even as Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka D.K. Shivakumar camped in Delhi just last week to address internal issues but also to seek central support for major infrastructure projects, from tunnel roads in Bengaluru to a defence corridor and also air show permissions. Now, the visit, which included meetings with top Congress leadership, has reignited talks of a possible leadership reshuffle in Karnataka. While the Congress calls all of this speculation just media-fueled, the BJP has alleged horse trading and claimed that internal Congress cracks are deepening. Now, this is a mix of policy requests, political maneuvering and escalating mistrust between Bengaluru and Delhi, of course revealing a larger, deeper fault line in the centre-state ties, especially when governments are run by rival parties. But what does this mean for the people of Karnataka and what can we look forward to in Karnataka politics? Always very interesting. That's what we discuss today evening. But first, before I bring in my guest, here are some reactions.
ತಿಕ್ಕಟ ಕರಿಬೇಕಲ್ವ ಅವರು? ತಿಕ್ಕಟ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಯಾರು? ತಿಕ್ಕಟ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಅವರೇನೆ. ಶಿಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು.
BJP has become a habitual offender when it comes to insulting people of Karnataka and Kannadigas. It's not an insult to Chief Minister of Karnataka. It's an insult to 7 crore people of Karnataka, the Kannadigas, brothers and sisters. For BJP only treats Karnataka as a money minting machine. This bridge is for free. Has Mr. Nitin Gadkari built it from Government of India's budget? He is going to charge 50 times the cost of the bridge from people of Karnataka.
It seems like at this point in time, the tug-of-war between the state and the centre has developed, and this is pertaining to the inauguration of this bridge. As far as Mr. Siddaramaiah is concerned, he continues to maintain that he has called Mr. Gadkari. He has written a letter communicating to him that he had a pre-scheduled program and he will not be able to attend this because the intimation came in too late. And he cannot cancel the current program, and to requesting the Union Minister to actually postpone the event. As far as the response from the BJP is concerned, they say that two different letters have been written to the Karnataka Chief Minister inviting him to be a part of this particular event. Now, as far as this cable bridge is concerned, it's the longest in Karnataka, one of the longest in India as well. A lot of money has been spent by the centre in the construction of this bridge, which is considered a key infrastructure project. Now, this, however, has turned quite controversial with this statement of the Chief Minister that no representative of the state will participate, and they didn't. In fact, when the inauguration actually took place earlier in the day in Sagara in Shimoga. As far as Mr. Gadkari in his latest letter also requested the Chief Minister if he could at least join virtually, but that too hasn't happened. We could, of course, expect the politics over the same to continue, with several Congress leaders now lashing out at the BJP.
So is this actually a miscommunication between two leaders, or actually a centre-state confrontation? Lavanya Balal Jain of the Congress party joins us now, GS Prashant of the BJP, and political analyst R.K. Upadhyay also joining us. Thank you all of you for being here today. Lavanya, to you first. I mean, it is Nitin Gadkari, okay? So I don't really see that. Do you see this as a centre-state war? Because clearly this could have been avoided, isn't it? Considering that Siddaramaiah was in Delhi last week, he was asking for support from the centre. Do you think that this could have been avoided? And also because this is the longest cable-stayed bridge, even the Congress party would have liked to take ownership of this. This is all taxpayers' money. Do you see this as a lost opportunity?
No, what I see this as intentionally, belittling the state of Karnataka by the union government. This is a program that would have been decided by the union government, quite a few weeks in advance. No program of this level gets decided on the 11th of July, when they sent out an invite to the Chief Minister of Karnataka saying that he has to be part of the program. The invitations were already out in the public by that point of time. The question arises, why was the CM not officially consulted before the invitations were printed? CM also on the same day had a very high level program in Indi in Karnataka, and inauguration of a major irrigation project. Now all of these gets decided at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance, at least, right? His programs are decided. The Chief Minister's programs like this get decided at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. I'm sure the same happens with Mr. Gadkari. The question is, they sent out a letter on the 11th inviting the CM just 3 days before the inauguration. The second letter comes on the 12th of July. That is 2 days before the inauguration. So what was the intent? Why would they leave out the Chief Minister of the state? He represents the 7 crore people. But of course, if you look at Mr. Siddaramaiah's tweet, he said he's committed to partnering with the union government for the benefit of the 7 crore Kannadigas, and he will continue to support the centre in projects. But this is not how you treat the Chief Minister of a state.
Okay, that's an important point. GS Prashant, this is not how you treat the Chief Minister of a state, because he represents the whole state. You cannot send an invite just 3 to 4 days before an official event of this scale, because these events do get planned in advance. How do you respond to those allegations by the Congress party?
Vasudha, these are petty allegations by the Congress only to shield them. Because on one hand, Siddaramaiah says he needs the support of the centre for development projects. And when the centre is cooperating and wanting to give all it takes for Karnataka, Siddaramaiah is doing petty politics over this. 11th of July, the Union Minister writes to him. Siddaramaiah responds saying, postpone the event because I have some other event. The Union Minister says, fine, you attend virtually. And also, if you look at even the backdrop and everything, Siddaramaiah's photo and name figured prominently there. It is never a private function. It was Government of India function where the Chief Minister was called, and he refused to attend. Whereas, now going by Congress admission that the Chief Minister's programs are decided 3 weeks in advance, Was the meeting waiting outside Rahul Gandhi's residence decided 3 weeks ago that on so and so date he'll go and wait outside Rahul Gandhi's residence for his meeting, which ultimately he did not get the appointment there. Therefore, this sort of a statement saying that CM state program is decided 3 weeks in advance, I don't think anybody will buy it, because everybody has seen what has happened in Karnataka over the last week, where the CM and DCM took turns to visit their Supreme Leader Rahul Gandhi there, and he did not give appointment to Siddaramaiah. And he had to come back.
Mr. R.K. Upadhyay, before I come to you, Lavanya,
this indicates
would you respond to
that
this?
Congress is only making a political statement here. They are not interested in the development of Karnataka. They are busy looting the people of Karnataka.
Okay. The Chief Minister is ready to forgo his schedule and wait for 2 days to meet Rahul Gandhi, but is not ready to do the same thing for the Central Minister, which something that's important for the sake of the state. How do you respond to that allegation, Lavanya?
Well, the BJP spokesperson is extremely childish in his allegations. The meeting with Rahul Gandhi also.
If you're getting personal, we have to call you by your full name also. In the past also this has happened when your name was completely
with the initials. By my full name,
all of us know
how you
responded and how
Lavanya, please respond. Yeah, Prashant, I'll come to you. Let her respond to whatever you've asked. Lavanya, please respond. Yeah, Lavanya, please respond.
Can you please mute him while I speak?
Yeah, can we just have Lavanya?
If allegations like this, you cannot
yes, Prashant ji, yes, I'll come to you. Let her respond. Lavanya, please.
For a BJP spokesperson to say that the program was decided 3 weeks in advance is not correct. I think he's completely unaware of how the governments work. You can check with Mr. Nitin Gadkari's office. When was the program decided? I'm sure Mr. Gadkari did not wake up on the 11th and decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to go inaugurate this bridge on the 14th, so we are going to send out a letter on the same day to the Chief Minister of Karnataka. No, this program of Mr. Nitin Gadkari would have been decided at least a month in advance or 3 weeks or 2 weeks in advance, because he's a busy minister, he's a union minister. So our point is, if on the day of the decision making, they could have just sent out a word out to the Chief Minister of Karnataka that this is what we plan. Is your schedule free? So even the Chief Minister, he is not somebody who is sitting idle.
Okay, that's a valid point. Prashant, just quickly respond to that. The fact that, do you see this as an oversight? Because this is also a time when the BJP faces allegations of, violating the spirit of federalism. These are oppositional charges, but if the government wants to sort of address that accusation, do you think that it would have been better to take Siddaramaiah on board?
No, there is no doubt that the protocol requires the Chief Minister to be present in an event that's happening in the state. But the fact of the matter is, it's unfortunate that the Congress is trying to politicize an important, vital infrastructure project in a backward region. This has been pending for more than 6 decades. This is a project which helps more than 50 villages which were cut off from the mainland, and they had to travel by launches. I mean, that would end by 5 o'clock in the evening. If there was an emergency in those 40 villages, there was no way they could come to the mainland. So this has been pending for a very long time. And in fact, it was Mr. Yediyurappa, I know, who as Chief Minister sanctioned 100 crores for this project, but it could not take off. It was only in 2019 when Mr. Raghavendra, who's an MP, local MP from Shumaga, took it up seriously with the central government, that it moved on. And it has got fructified in just 4 years. 423 crores have been spent on this project, and this is an important project, and the Chief Minister should have found time to do it. And for your information, also to the information of the Congress spokesperson, it was on the 9th of July that the MP wrote the first letter. I have a copy of that. 9th, that is about 5 days ago. So for that, Mr. Siddaramaiah did not respond. He just had no idea when he will be able to free. And unfortunately, this government is giving preference to freebies rather than development works. I mean, it's ironical that he's celebrating, 500 crore ticket or whatever, at 16,000 crores. And he has no infrastructure project.
Lavanya, this whole perception that DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah are fighting with each other.
Let me respond.
Okay, Prashant, I had asked you that question. Let Lavanya respond. I'll come back to you. Lavanya, yeah. This whole perception that, both leaders are fighting, that's hurting people. Now Siddaramaiah is fighting with the centre, that's also hurting people, because like Mr. Upadhyay said, this is an important project for connectivity in a backward region. Clearly, the Chief Minister would like to own this also, isn't it?
We are not in the business of taking credit for work done by somebody else, but we would like to partner with the union government for the work that is done for the betterment of the state. I would like to ask Mr. Upadhyay. He says, do not politicize the event. So Mr. Gadkari and Mr. Siddaramaiah, both are politicians. So it is a political issue. And also, when Mr. Upadhyay says, we are celebrating the the journey
and
of 500 crore women. Rights who have
okay, let her respond, Mr.
Upadhyay. 500 crore rights, yes, we take pride in it, because 500 crore right meant 500 crore times women have empowered themselves in the state, and we take pride in it. Do not begrudge women who are under financial, abuse in their homes of this small bus ride. Have some compassion, Mr. Upadhyay.
Okay, Prashant, before I go to Mr. Upadhyay, Prashant, you wanted to quickly say something.
Let me just reply to that.
Mr. Upadhyay, I'll come to you. Prashant has been just waiting. Prashant, yeah.
Yeah, Vasudha, if you look at the Congress's spokesperson's extremely mature answers, you can find out one thing, that Siddaramaiah gets up on one particular day and decides that his job for the day is to take a flight to Delhi and go and wait outside Rahul Gandhi's residence. If this is what a diary of a CM would depict, then nothing else would better show the diary of the CM to anybody else. And be that as it may, it is Siddaramaiah's personal thing to wait outside Rahul Gandhi's residence, but he is wasting the time and money of taxpayers of Karnataka when he is using it to wait outside Rahul Gandhi's house.
Raksha Mantri, so clearly it was not only about Rahul Gandhi, he also met senior ministers there, isn't it? He also met senior ministers there. Lavanya, quickly respond to that. Before that, R.K. Upadhyay.
Lavanya,
just a second, Mr. Upadhyay. Yeah, you wanted to respond.
No, I just wanted to make a point about the Congress spokesperson saying that I should have some compassion. I don't think it's a question of compassion. Where is the question of compassion when you're doing freebies? It's only 10% of women who are benefiting. Really, they require it. And you are giving it to everybody. There is a need for that. And in fact, there has been pressure within the Congress saying that please reduce the number of beneficiaries and don't give it to everyone. Everyone doesn't need it. Now people are just traveling without any purpose. Why do you want to carry on?
Mr. Upadhyay, for women, mobility means a lot, and I would disagree on that, because free public bus transport means a lot, because for women, mobility is freedom. Prashant, coming back to you.
Crores, madam. In 2 years, you spent 16,000 crores, and look at how much of developmental work.
If I could respond.
Okay, Lavanya, yeah.
Yeah. When Mr. Upadhyay says it is for everybody and they're traveling unnecessarily, so you are no one to judge. We are no one to judge why people are traveling. If you're saying only 10% of the women are using it, sir, you're incorrect. You should get your data correct. On top of it, you have the right to pay for the ticket if you feel like paying it. If you do not want to avail the free bus rides in Karnataka, the women of Karnataka are free to pay for it.
So what percentage of women are paying? Can you give some figures?
Sir, Mr. Upadhyay, let me complete my sentence. Please
Mr.
hold on.
Women in affluent families, there's very little money that women may have at their disposal. So sometimes it's not about the money that a woman is ready to pay. Sometimes it's also important, even in affluent households, women may not have money for disposal. So, I mean, but coming back to the point, Lavanya, what are your closing remarks on this particular issue that we're discussing?
Yes, I would like to remind the BJP that their leaders often camp in Delhi to waiting for their high command. It is the BJP high command which has refused to entertain the BJP in the state, which is looking for a new president. They have not been able to select a new president in the state, despite multiple attempts by the state BJP.
Prashant,
so when they talk about, they cannot be traveled, it is a pre-decided meeting.
Okay, Lavanya, let Prashant respond now. Can we have Prashant?
What happens within BJP, where we are in the opposition here, where people's money is not being used? If any BJP leader is traveling, it is not government money. Whereas Siddaramaiah travels in government money and goes and waits outside Rahul Gandhi's residence. What sort of a justification is this? And his DCM gets a meeting with Rahul Gandhi. Siddaramaiah doesn't get it.
Quick, two sentences from Mr. Upadhyay. Mr. Upadhyay, last comments from you. Closing remarks, sir. Mr. Upadhyay.
I think Siddaramaiah shouldn't be making big noise about this kind of thing. Instead, he should cooperate with the centre and try and get more funds. And do a review of the entire schemes. I mean, he should not be sitting on ego trip. So I feel if the time has come for him to review this, and out of 5, only 4 have been implemented. Everybody knows the 5th one, for the youth has not taken off at all. So it's just for the 4 schemes. They have spent more than 1 lakh crores.
Okay, so thank you so much, all of you. I mean, this is a larger debate and we will get into it someday later. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. We have more stories from Karnataka, latest on the Karnataka Game of Thrones, something that keeps playing on, in fact, the tussle between Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar, continuing is now an MLA has spoken about this and the MLA has basically batted for D.K. Shivakumar. This is Mandya Congress MLA Ravi Kumar Gowda who has said that D.K. Shivakumar should and will become the Chief Minister when the time is right. This is when Siddaramaiah, remember, has said that there is no question of leadership change in Karnataka. He in fact told NDTV that he is continuing as the Chief Minister of the state only because the leadership, the Congress High Command supports him completely. Let's listen into what the legislator from Mandya said.
ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡಿ ಬಂದಾಗಲೇ ತಾನೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆದಾಗದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾಲ ಕೂಡಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ವಿಜೇಂದ್ರ ಹೇಳೋದು ನಾವು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ವಾಂತಿ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮದು ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಅದು ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷದವರು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಅವ್ರ ನಿಲುವು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Moving on, a tragic story now. Popular model and social media personality San Rachel died by suicide in Puducherry on Sunday. The 26-year-old model who had recently gotten married was known for her bold positions towards color bias in the entertainment industry. She was completely against that. She died at Jawaharlal Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research after being moved from 2 other hospitals. Investigators suspect that overwhelming financial and personal pressures could have pushed the model to this extreme step. Officials also revealed that Rachel had pledged and sold off her jewelry in recent months to raise funds for her professional pursuits. A note recovered by the police stated that no one was to be held responsible for her death. My colleague Sam joins us with more details on this. Sam, help us understand what is this case all about? What has what has the police been able to understand about this case? San Rachel take this extreme step.
Vasudha, San is a Best Puducherry winner in 2022 who also to make it big as a trainer, training aspirants to make it big in the beauty pageant contest. She was a professional model who's featured on several of clothing brands. And in this pursuit, she required lots of money, for which she began with, investigators say, selling her gold, pledging it and then selling it. Later, she also borrowed lots of money from her friend. And she expected support from her father, who could not help her because he has another sibling to her brother to take care of. It's in this context, during a visit to her dad's place, police say she consumed lots of tablets and then left for her in-laws' house, from where she informed her father, who rushed her to the hospital. This happened in the first week of this month. She was treated in 3 different hospitals. Ultimately, she died. And police in her suicide note say she does not blame anyone, including her husband or her in-laws, but blames herself. And after investigation, police suspect she was under severe financial stress and also under mental pressure, which could have triggered to kill herself. But since she was married only less than a year ago, they have ordered for the mandatory Tehsildar investigation. But at the moment, police do not suspect foul play, but they are investigating all possible angles, interrogating all possible people. But at the moment, it looks like it's a case of suicide, and all those who face suicidal thoughts ought to dial a professional counsellor for help.
Right. Thank you, Sam Daniel, for joining us with those details. Extremely tragic incident. A model has died by suicide in Puducherry Also, we lost a superstar today. Veteran South Indian actor B. Saroja Devi, 87 years old, died in Bengaluru, and she died due to age-related ailments at her residence in Malleshwaram in Bengaluru. Saroja Devi, who got her first break when she was just 17 years old in Kannada film Mahakavi Kalidasa, which was released in 1955, is also known as the first female superstar of Kannada cinema. The actor went on to win a national award for a performance in her debut movie. In fact, she rose to fame with the Tamil film Nadodi Mannan, which was released in 1958, and that was the movie where she starred opposite M.G. Ramachandran. The success of this film made her a household name. It in some ways marked the beginning of a successful run in Tamil cinema. Saroja Devi also acted alongside leading stars such as Shivaji Ganeshan, Gemini Ganeshan, N.T. Ramarao, Rajkumar, Rajendra Kumar, and also Shammi Kapoor. She in fact holds the distinction of playing lead roles in 161 consecutive films between 1955 and 1984. That remains an unmatched record in Indian cinema.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand.
DGCA crackdown after Air India crash. Mandatory engine checks of aircraft airlines told to complete checks by the 21st of July. There's a new controversy over Karnataka bridge inauguration now. Karnataka Chief Minister goes public with no invite allegations. Sources, however, say there was a second invite that was sent to the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Popular model dies by suicide in Puducherry. Cops have said financial distress could have led to the model taking this step. India's space hero Shubhanshu Shukla's grand homecoming. Dragon spacecraft undocked from International Space Station.
Fenesta windows, beautiful and durable designs. Installation से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस. आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
Fine Finer Fenesta.
कोई जरूरत तो उसको इंटरव्यू देने की.
गायकवाड़ साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए.
लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है. लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है.
किसने हक दिया आपको हाथ उठाने का?
अगर फिर से कोई ऐसी गलती करेगा तो मैं छोड़ूंगा नहीं.
सर आप लाइव हैं एनडीटीवी पर.
मैं सही बात कर रहा हूँ.
आपकी जो आवाज है,
आप मेरी आवाज ब्रेक मत कीजिए. मेरा पूरा
सबने देखा है, सबने सुना है.
मैं तुम्हारी बात नहीं करूंगा. ये क्या पद्धति है? ये बात करते हैं तो मैं नहीं करूंगा बात इनसे.
गायकवाड़ साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए.
लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है. लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है.
He wants to throw punches, he wants to throw slaps, but he can't take normal questions.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's out of there.
Gold Plus Clear Glass. Far हो या near, सब कुछ दिखे clear.
Markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term? Buy, sell or hold?
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Fenesta windows, beautiful and durable designs. Installation से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस. आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
Fine Finer Fenesta.
जनता के पास सवाल ही सवाल है. जवाब ढूंढने को वो देखती है न्यूज़ और देखती है यहाँ तो सवालों का मायाजाल है। ऊपर से ये अलग फाइट है, कोई पूरा लेफ्ट तो कोई पूरा राइट है। बीच में मुद्दे के साथ कौन है, जनता को जवाब चाहिए। इसीलिए सवालों की परेड नहीं, मैं लाऊंगा खबरों की कचहरी। मैं शुभांकर मिश्रा, मेरे साथ देखिए कचहरी रात 8 बजे सिर्फ NDTV इंडिया पर।
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves.
And Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
Well, in the latest episode of Control All,
Welcome back. In a tragic incident, well-known stunt artist SM Raju was killed in a horrific car crash on Sunday morning that took place in Tamil Nadu during the shooting of a high-risk car toppling sequence for Tamil star Arya's upcoming film Vetuvan, directed by Paran. In fact, chilling visuals of the accident have surfaced, depicting Raju driving a car at speed. You can see the visuals on your screen, and this is before it violently topples and crumples. And you can see the crew members there. They were seen rushing to the mangled wreckage, trying to pull Raju out, only to discover that he had been killed. Now, the atmosphere on set instantly turned as what we know so far is that Raju has died, and this is a heartbreaking tragedy. While actors like Vishal have stepped up with personal promises of lifelong financial support for Raju's family, the tragedy has in some ways reignited long-standing concerns about the absence of standard operating procedures, weak safety oversight and inadequate compensation structures, especially for stunt professionals. And this is all despite high physical risk that they face on sets. So are there persistent risks that stunt artists face? Do we really need such dangerous stunts today? Surely that there's technology, there's automation that can be put to better use. But really no risk justifies potential loss of life. We're joined by a panel of experts to discuss this. But first, Sam Daniel, my colleague, joins us. Sam, help us understand what really happened here. But let's first listen into Sam's conversation with actor and filmmaker Vishal, who has also pledged support for his family.
A film stunt person, Raju, was killed while performing a car stunt in the Nagapattinam district of Tamil Nadu in a film directed by Pa Ranjit. Joining us now, Mr. Vishal, the General Secretary of the South Indian Nadigar Association, South Indian Artists Association. Vishal, thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry about the loss of this well-known stunt person. What exactly happened?
While doing a toppling sequence, the stunt choreographer was Dilip Subramanian Master. The car landed, toppled. Everyone, as usual, that's mandatory. They run to see whether he's safe or not. So when they went and saw, they opened the door, he was numb, like completely. He was completely numb. There was no, he was not breathing. He couldn't talk, nothing. He was just lying there. And when they picked him up, they tried to, get him back to senses. But there was something. I think they felt there was something wrong, so they immediately rushed him to the hospital. But when they brought him to the hospital, they said that he has passed away. So it's really unfortunate. And I think still the cause of death is underway because the autopsy has been done. Definitely nothing from the car has either injured him or the impact of the toppling has injured him. So I'm still clueless. Most saddening part is Dilip Master, I heard that he told him No, it's a normal stunt, so don't worry. Just do the lead. The rest I'll do with the cannon blast. He had told him not to worry. He told him several times. It's just a normal stunt, so don't worry. Don't do the toppling. Just do the lead. The rest I'll do it. But he insisted to do that stunt.
Are you hearing about any protocol lapses? Is there a need to review protocols during such stunt performances?
Whether it is my production company or any other producer who's producing my film, I make sure that there's always an ambulance, a doctor and a nurse, and also a physiotherapist, because the most saddening part is all the stunt artists who get injured, they never mention it to anyone until and unless you go and ask them, because they are scared that they won't be called for work the next day.
What kind of safety mechanisms are done in the car, in the vehicle?
It's always the same mandatory, the pipes, the rods, which make sure that even if the car topples, it doesn't crumble. That's one thing. So it's like rock solid. And the next thing is the driver's safety, the helmet for your body and your suit and the whole strapping, so that you don't have impact on the steering wheel and everything. Everything is taken care. I feel like someone close to me, I've lost someone who's close to me. He might be even a stunt artist, but I've known him professionally. Like I've known him on a day-to-day basis throughout the span of 20 years with different stunt choreographers. So it's my duty. I felt like, he's got a family. I think he's got 2 kids. So we would definitely want to see how we could reach out for the future of the family.
That was Mr. Vishal, General Secretary of the South Indian Artists Association, as the industry mourns the death of well-known stunt person Raju. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Well, we're joined by Sunil Rodrigues, who's an action director. We have Lata Srinivasan, author and entertainment journalist. We also have Chetan Kumar Ahimsa, former actor and also an expert. Thank you all of you for joining us on this broadcast. Lata, tell us a little bit about the state of stunt industry today in Tamil films, because Vishal was saying that even if the stunt artists get injured, they don't talk about it because they want to be called to work the next day. The first thing that I thought when I saw these visuals is, why was this stunt even necessary? What are your thoughts?
Thanks, Vasudha. Firstly, it's very unfortunate that this has happened and he's lost his life. But while stunts are performed everywhere, including Hollywood, see, the major differences in the Indian film industry, I think stunt workers are like gig workers. They come on a day-to-day basis, and I think they get paid on a day-to-day basis, unless they're a stunt master, which is a very different, the kind of payments they receive are different. So obviously, if they let, the stunt master know that they're injured, they're not going to be called in for work for the next day, which is again a loss of revenue and financial problems for them. And unfortunately, as far as the whether it's the Tamil film industry or the Indian film industry as such, I feel that the safety measures are absolutely not up to par where stunts are concerned, because even in the incident involving Raju today, we saw the video, and even when the car took off on the ramp, and ultimately what was he wearing? He was wearing a helmet. How does that protect you? There is absolutely no protection. And I don't, and stunt guys are not given health insurance either, right? And that's a big problem in the Indian film industry itself. So I think there are multiple issues here, but where stunts are part of, all high octane films and add a lot of momentum and value to the project, I definitely think that where stunt people are concerned, the kind of monies they're getting paid, or, the safety standards and the health insurance are just not there.
Right, that is a very important point. Mr. Rodrigues, why hasn't the Indian film industry institutionalized legally binding SOPs for these high-risk stunts? There have been repeated accidents. Is it because what Lata is talking about, how most of them are like gig workers, they're not part of what we see as formal workforce? Why hasn't this been done yet?
It's not about stunt artists. All over the world, it is the same. It's the same. We do stunts because of the movie requires what type of stunt we have to do and what we have not to do. It's about all the safety. The safety, I saw this video. I think so even I'm trying to judge what is the mistake in this stunt. And it's the same method what Vijay sir also had told before this interview. I saw his bits of him. There's a full safety precaution taken. The helmet is only the thing what ma'am was saying, ki the bang, when it's banged the sideways, it protects your head at the sideways because your body is fully locked with the harness. Your body doesn't move here and there. Neither when you do a stunt, the car stunt is very safe by doing all these pipes and everything. What wrong went? Even I am trying to figure it out.
Right. Chaitanya himself, coming back to my original question, do we really need stunts like this even in today's cinema, especially done manually, because there's so much of automation that we talk about? Why aren't we using more of technology?
First of all, thank you for having me. We are all deeply saddened by Mr. S.M. Raju's death and condolences to his family. If you look at the film industry, these fighters essentially put their life on the line at every step. In some way, I am actually surprised that more such deaths don't go on, or serious injuries don't go on. See, if you look at the paradox of films, is that you show the one who is hitting as the tough guy and the ones who are getting hit as the weak guy. In actuality, on the set, it's the one that is hitting that is actually quite weak and is not coordinated, but the ones who are getting hit are flying off, falling on top of glass, falling on top of tables, getting injured consistently because it's such a risky thing that they're doing. So essentially, a couple of years ago, a similar kind of car incident happened in one of my films, and it wasn't the fight master or the fight person that died. It was a woman and her child who were killed. So these kind of freak accidents happening. We need, of course, safety measures. We need insurance. We need various kinds of institutional protection. But at the same time, we have to understand that the film industry, because it's a business and it requires money and fights sell, that these kind of things in some ways are inevitable. Even in Hollywood, you're talking about Fast and Furious, you're talking about all these things that are marketable and they make money. So we need kind of safety VFX measures, more like CG measures, more protections that ensure that these kind of freak accidents don't happen as often. And also the fight masters should, we need some kind of governmental involvement that gives them some kind of recognition that they're putting their life on the line and doing these kind of things instead of the kind of very small amount of money and maybe the kind of energy, kind of adrenaline punch that they get at that one time. Overall, that they're taking their risk and really adding so much value to the film industry. And that should be recognized.
Right, that's a very important point, Chetan. Lata, do producers, unions, do they support these stunt artists? How does it work on the set? Because unlike other high-risk industries, are there proper rehearsal windows, safety audits, or does it differ from one film to another? Are there even emergency medical protocols or insurance enforcement like you talked about? Because Vishal was talking about how in his films, he makes sure that there is at least a physiotherapist or an ambulance. Does it differ from one film to another? Why have these things not been standardized?
Well, Vasudha, the important thing is, okay, firstly, there are certain basic safety measures which they've put into place. Like Vishal said, there has to be an ambulance, there has to be a doctor. Certain emergency measures are always taken. But what happens is, it depends on the budget of the film. If a movie is being made, on the 300 crore budget, then obviously they have the capacity to have all these facilities every day on sets. But if a movie is being made on a 20 crore budget, say, or a 30 crore budget, then whether these measures are being enforced becomes the big question, because there's no checking mechanism. No authority goes and checks on sets as to what is happening, because even in Indian 2, if you remember Kamal Hassan's film, a crane fell and 3 people got killed, and that was again a freak accident, but it did happen. And they were rushed to hospital. And this is what happens every time that there is an incident, they're rushed to hospital. So really, what are the measures being taken on set? One doesn't know, though there is a protocol that they have to have an ambulance and a doctor and so on when these high action scenes, intense action scenes are being shot.
Right. Mr. Sunil Rodriguez, what should be our major learnings from an episode like this so that, something like this does not happen again?
Even like accident meant to happen sometime. I heard about him a lot about Raju, because he has done more than 300 to 400 stunts in his life. He did bike stunts, he did car stunts. I've heard about him from the movie Stunt Association. They were also talking about sometime about this guy. He's a very good stunt guy. But it happened. Even sometime it happens. It's not about the budget and whatever. The stuntman has to perform as is doing a stunt for each. If the budget is 300 crore or to 20 crores, the stunt performance is the same for the stuntman.
Right.
He has to fall on the ground for any movie. He has to fall on the ground. It's only one thing is then these days when the budget is too high, we get the safety, like the whole ground is padded up.
Right.
Like things have been taken more cautiously, but the stunt doing method is the same. And
but Mr. Rodrigues, do you think that something like a modern safety gear, some simulations or training like we see in Hollywood, do you think that kind of stuff can also make make it better, make it safer for our stunt performers, or do you think that is not something that can be done?
Like, to be honest, we have the same equipment what the Hollywood people have now these days.
Okay.
Almost like the same, like say, it's almost like the same. The only thing we have when we get these equipment and all, we don't, when we, like if I want to get something from US, so US doesn't send it to you directly to India. So we have to get it from Bangkok or where we have to import these ways. It directly doesn't come to it time. And he's an experienced guy. He was an experienced guy.
Yeah.
And the thing happened. It's not like what Sir also told, it's about sometimes what happens, there's a margin of like the stunt man try to do something extraordinary. Like what the master had told him, it's a normal stunt. It's a normal stunt and I don't want such a big stunt to happen. But the way he did it, it's the stuntman also has to listen to the action director very carefully what he has to do.
That's a very important point, because while we blame the industry for this, sadly, the master was telling him, that's what Vishal was also saying, that, but this is just a normal stunt. But Lata, how do you see that particular, aspect that sometimes, and here this was an experienced stunt artist, he has done 1,500 movies. So clearly he wanted to add that extra touch. Where should artists draw that red line? Where should they sort of set boundaries for themselves so that they also prioritize safety over everything else?
See, I think nobody, when they go to shoot on a film set, nobody wants any accidents. I'm sure everybody wants everyone to be safe, to complete the project safely. That's what everybody aims for, right? From the star to the cinematographer to, the spot boys on set. They don't want any incidents. But there are such unfortunate cases that do happen. And, we have to also remember that stuntmen, their glory is by performing all these, crazy stunts. Because if you look at somebody like Tom Cruise, he does the stunts himself because he's so excited, that adrenaline rush. And despite the fact that, the stunt master says, don't do anything crazy, it's a normal thing, they want that glory because eventually they want to be known for their stunts in the industry. They want to become stunt masters, to be recognized.
Right.
And I think proper recognition should be given to them in the industry, and of course better payment and so on.
Right.
I really think they put their lives at risk, like what
Absolutely. We just have 2 minutes left. Sunil, even in Hollywood, my colleague was pointing it out that we've had cases of stunt artists getting injured. We saw what happened in Deadpool 2 where a female artist died. But these cases are fewer in number, clearly. Do you think there should be some legal guidelines as well, some sense of penalties which will also, ensure that safety gets prioritized?
Yeah, but the thing is that whatever you do, safety, whatever things accident have to be meant to happen, it will happen. This like the smaller thing or the bigger thing, it's like, depends on the day. It's like nothing you can do, like anything, like.
Yeah, so nothing, probably, one has to be mindful. Closing remarks from you, Chetan Ahimsa, quickly. What do you think should be a major learning from this episode?
First of all, we have to look at that all lives matter. And most importantly, we can't look at it, be overconfident, even though we've done these things. This fight master had done it maybe 10, 20, 100 times. But every single time they do it, it's very risky. These are like variable environments. They haven't done it in the same environments, haven't done it with the same team. And it will be different. So everything considered, each time you do it, You must try it like it's the first time you are doing it. Take all the precautions, take each lives matters, and fighters, they put their life on the line. They should be given the value both economically and recognition overall.
Absolutely.
So that's very
Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me on this broadcast. No stunt, no shot is worth one's life. That is the big learning from this. Moving on to other stories now. A drug bust in Hyderabad's IT corridor has led to 14 people being held now, including IT professionals, students and also businessmen. The main accused, Sandeep, maintained a database of over 100 regular consumers, and his code for drugs was a WhatsApp message that says, "Bhai bacha aa gaya bhai." Officials of the newly launched Elite Action Group for Drug Law Enforcement carried out the operation on Saturday, and they caught 14 people buying ganja. They have been referred to certified drug de-addiction centers for treatment and rehabilitation. Officials were surprised to find that a couple had come to buy ganja with their 4-year-old son. In fact, the man tested positive for consumption, and his wife and child were allowed to go. In another case, a couple came to buy ganja. Both tested positive for use of drugs. Amongst those caught are also an online trader, an architect, a sales executive in a real estate firm, an IT sector employee and a student. Two have been caught. They have been referred to de-addiction centers. Meanwhile, India's Shubhanshu Shukla and 3 other astronauts will return home from space in the next 22 hours. The hatch between SpaceX capsule and International Space Station has been closed and the spacecraft has been undocked. Now, astronauts Peggy Whitson and Shubhanshu Shukla and others are part of Axiom 4 mission that lifted off for ISS on the 25th of June for a 2-week mission. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, a decorated officer of Indian Air Force, became the second Indian after Wing Commander, later Group Captain Rakesh Sharma, to go to space since 1984 and the first Indian to go to International Space Station. Now, India has allocated nearly 33,000 crore for Axiom 4 mission, also referred to as Mission Akash Ganga, which aims to land an Indian on the moon by 2040. Now, ahead of his journey back to Earth, Indian astronaut Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla on Sunday said that today's India looks ambitious, fearless, confident and full of pride. Aaj ka Bharat abhi bhi sare jahan se acha dikhta hai. That's what he said. After 2.5 weeks at the ISS, the Indian astronaut will be embarking on this journey back to Earth on Monday. During his stay on board the ISS, Mr. Shukla conducted 7 India-specific microgravity experiments. My colleague Pallav Bhagla has all the details.
Indian Gaganyaan Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who has been at the International Space Station for 18 days, completed his mission at the International Space Station and is now heading back to Earth. Group Captain Shukla went to the International Space Station from the Kennedy Space Center on June 25th, and since then, at the International Space Station, he has participated in about 60 scientific experiments, of which 7 of them were India-specific, participated in some outreach activity, and also spoke to Prime Minister Narendra Modi from space. Now, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla is expected to splash down off the coast of California sometime around 3 o'clock in the afternoon India time. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla is an Indian Air Force test pilot and is now expected to participate when he comes back in India's own human space program called Gaganyaan. Group Captain Shukla will participate in Gaganyaan and will help train not just the engineers but also the future crew which will go on Gaganyaan. Gaganyaan is India's ambitious human space program where by 2027 it is expected that the first Indian will go to space from Sriharikota. And after that, India wants to set up an international space station by 2035 and land an Indian on the moon by 2040. He will have a 7-day rehabilitation program after his stint in microgravity in Houston, and after that, there would be his homecoming to India. So, Ghar Wapsi for Group Captain Shukla, who has been beaming and happy and spent a fruitful time at the International Space Station. In New Delhi, Palav Bagla for NDTV.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on the show. My colleague Shivarur joins you on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Well, the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves.
And Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
Fenesta windows, beautiful and durable designs. इंस्टॉलेशन से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस. आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
Fine, finer, Fenesta.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI for the long term? Buy, sell or hold?
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
गोल्ड क्लास ऑप्टिमिस्टिक रिफ्लेक्टिव ग्लास लगाओ, धूप की गर्मी को दूर भगाओ और बिजली का बिल भी बचाओ.
जनता के पास सवाल ही सवाल है. जवाब ढूंढने को वो देखती है न्यूज और देखती है यहाँ तो सवालों का माया जाल है. ऊपर से ये अलग फाइट है, कोई पूरा लेफ्ट तो कोई पूरा राइट है. बीच में मुद्दे के साथ कौन है, जनता को जवाब चाहिए. इसीलिए सवालों की परेड नहीं, मैं लाऊंगा खबरों की कचहरी. मैं शुभांकर मिश्रा, मेरे साथ देखिए कचहरी रात 8 बजे सिर्फ एनडीटीवी इंडिया पर.
Well, in the latest episode of Control All Defense, we are talking about a platform that all of you want to hear about, the Tejas. The big question, we do know it's a great platform, but is it of use for the Indian Air Force going into the future? How relevant will it remain?
कोई जरूरत तो उसको इंटरव्यू देने की.
गायकवाड़ साहब ऐसे मत कीजिए.
लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है, लोग देख रहे तो कर रहा है.